Hey you guys, this is Mr. Sal. This is just a quick homework problem that was asked. So we went ahead and did it in class together. So if you like it, please comment and subscribe, and don't forget to like the video as well. Thank you. So it'll set up the same way that we did the last one. So the first thing we need to see on this is the mix is the 50%. Okay. So, I guess we should define the two variables, right? We know how much of the 45% solution we have. We don't know how much of the 50% or the 85% that we have, though. We can assume that we have enough, whatever it is. So we'll define those. I'm going to use X and Y just because that's what we're pretty much used to, right? So I'm using Y because it will be the answer. So the first equation I'm going to make is based on the volume. That's the milliliters here. And since we're mixing the 85% and the 45%, what I would do is I'm going to take, by the way, X and Y, that's the milliliters of those two. So I apologize, I should have written that in there. Those are both in milliliters. So if I took my 85% milliliters and my milliliters of 45%, which is 525, then I will have the amount of solution in 50%, which is Y. So next up, we're going to look at concentration. And I forget what I saw when I looked up on this stuff on Google, volume, concentration, whatever. In any case, what I'm going to do is the concentration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the percent and I'm going to multiply it by the actual volume that we have. And that gives us, I guess, the concentrated volume, or how much of it would be whatever chemical it is if we had 100% of something. So it'd be this percentage of the chemical, and then the other percentage would be, I guess, water. I'm not a chemist or a scientist, so it would be something else, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, in fact, we'll do this, okay? We're going to take our 85% mix, right? And then we're going to add this to the 45% mix. I'm just setting up the equation. This isn't actually the equation, okay? So I'm going to be replacing values into this. And then that would give me the 50% value, okay? So now remember, I'm taking the percentage and multiplying it by the volume that we have. And right now I've got the percentage of 85%, which is 0.85. And its volume, we said, was X. Then I'm going to add that to my 45% volume, which I have, right? I know the percentage is 45% just as a decimal. And I know my volume of that is 525. Now this equals my 50% volume, percentage, whatever. So I got 50% times its volume, Y. All right, well, I'm going to multiply these two first so I don't ever have to worry about that garbage again. And, I could write this all out again, but I'm going to replace Y right now just to save time and steps. I'm going to replace Y with the equation or the expression part in red there. And from here, I'm going to need to distribute the 0.5 into the parentheses. Well, now we have a pretty decent looking equation which we can solve. So I'm going to put all my x's on one side and all the numbers on the other side. I'm going to put the x's on the left. So I'll subtract 0.5x from both sides and 236.25 from both sides. And then finally, to solve, we'll just divide both sides by 0.35. And I got 75. That'd be 75 milliliters. That's X of the 85% concentration. So I'll say 75 milliliters of this stuff. Yeah, so that solves that second equation. So to solve for y, now I'm going to use that equation in red at the top right. So I'm going to go up here and replace x with the 75. And then from there I'm just going to add the 525. And that gives us y directly, 600. And again, that's milliliters of the 50%. Oh man, 600 milliliters of the 50% solution.